What's up, YouTube? It's Ben 10,000 of YGO back again, and today's big video is 10 cards you didn't know are deities or gods, however what words you want to use. These are 10 Yu-Gi-Oh cards that you may or may not know are based on gods. So, without further ado, I guess let's begin. Number 1. Minerva, the Exalted Lightsworn. What you probably didn't know about this card is Minerva is the Roman counterpart to the goddess Athena. And the goddess Athena is the goddess of wisdom, tactical warfare, art, and the guider of heroes. Which, isn't that just peachy that a monster like that is put into the Lightsworn archetype? Very fitting, if you ask me, but yeah, so that's who Minerva is. There you go, there's a little, and I gave you a little backstory behind the deity that is behind the card. And it also makes a lot of sense because the Lightsworns are described to be heroes from all sorts of different times and universes. So it would make sense because she's the goddess of tactical warfare, and one of the tactics in the game is for her to draw you cards for every Lightsworn that gets drawn or sent to the graveyard by her ditching Xyz effect. And then if she gets killed, she takes some bad guys with her, which is a tactical advantage. Alright. Number 2. Horus, the Black Flame Dragon. What you didn't know is that he is based off of the Egyptian god Horus. And yes, that is an actual god. I mean, you're probably familiar with the Egyptian gods Ra, Obelisk, and Slifer, but not too many people know that Horus, the Black Flame Dragon, is literally based off of this Egyptian deity, who is the god of the sky, war, and hunting. Which, I'm not going to lie to you guys, it was a pain in the backside to find that information. The Egyptian gods, so, yeah. The Egyptians don't particularly care about what their gods, or, like, it's not the end-all be-all for them. Their deities have a little more depth, so finding out what they're the god of was a little bit difficult. Next one, number 3. Dark Ruler Hades is based off of Hades from the Greek mythology. And this picture is the OCG version, by the way, if you look at Dark Ruler Hades. In our version, he doesn't have horns. Here he does. And, which I don't know why they did that. But Hades is the god of death, darkness, earth, fertility, mortality, afterlife, and metal. He has quite the extensive list of being a god. But then what can you expect from a brother of Zeus, who is the big bad, who's the not big bad, the big god of the Greek pantheon. Alright, then we have the Creator. The Creator, this one is probably the biggest stretch here, but I'm going to gamble that he is based off of the God, the Christian Bible, because in the Christian Bible, God is referred to as the Creator in multiple phrases, in verses, and verses in the Bible, or the Bible, as my brother would call it. I know, silly joke, but he's basically the god of creation, so the idea is he's a creator god, and that's really all there is to it. Vulcan the Divine, based off of another Greek/Roman god. Vulcan is the Roman version of Hephaestus, and there's really not much difference between the two. So they are the deity of fire, metalwork, stone masonry, which is like stone building, sculpture art, and blacksmiths, which actually makes sense because Vulcan/Hephaestus' role as a deity was to make weapons for the other gods and deities. So, yeah. Alright, next one. The End of Anubis is based off of the Egyptian god Anubis, which is death embalming, the protector of tombs/the dead. Which just kind of makes a lot of sense, because when Anubis is out on the field, his whole role is to say, nobody's messing with the graveyard, alright? The dead stay where they're supposed to be. which actually kind of makes a little bit of sense. That means there's no robbing the grave, so to speak, of bringing out a dead monster, a deceased monster when it comes to Anubis. Next one, Mermail Abyssgaios. He is based on Poseidon, which this one was probably relevantly obvious with the beard and the trident, and then his bottom half is Poseidra, the Atlantean sea dragon. But yeah, which the god Poseidon is over the sea, earthquakes, soil, storms, and horses. So yeah, I thought that was fairly interesting, and this one might also be a bit of a stretch, just like the creator, because other than the symbolism, there's really not much to, connect that to it. But I thought it was interesting. So yeah. Number 8, Ma'at. Now, Ma'at is a very interesting card. This card has only been played by Jaden Yuki, and only in the manga. It was never played in the show, but Ma'at the god is based, which is actually, it's very fitting for a main protagonist to play a card based on a god that is all about truth, justice, balance, and morality. And she is all those things, which actually also makes a lot of sense based on all the Egyptian items, the Millennium items, excuse me, are there. All right, number 9, Raiden, Hand of the Lightsworn, based on the deity known as Raiden or Raijin, and very simply, just like he had stated in the video game of Mortal Kombat, he is the god of thunder and lightning and storms. And yeah, so another god is in the Lightsworn archetype. I'm starting to see a trend here. Yeah. There's not too much to say about that. The Raiden god doesn't really have too much interesting to say about him, other than he's also, likes to hide, his pet monster inside the navels of people, which I found kind of weird, but whatever. Japanese mythology. I mean, I'm sure they probably think my mind is weird, so fair is fair there. Alright, last god on the list. Fire King Avatar Arvada, or Ganesh, or Ganesha, however you want to say it. This deity is based off of the Hindu god Ganesh, or Ganesha, excuse me. I speak English, I swear. Which actually makes sense. This god is the god of new beginnings and removing of obstacles, which actually also makes a lot of sense with the effect of Fire King Avatar Arvada, because the card is based off Ganesh, and if removing obstacles is the goal, the ability to negate monster effects anywhere seems pretty legit to me. That's pretty much a summary of the job here. Arvada is basically a removing obstacles by saying, nope, no monster effects there. So yeah. Alright guys, those are my 10 cards you didn't know are gods or goddesses. If there's any that I missed or that are not obvious, like Thor, Loki, Odin, and the Egyptian gods, please feel free to leave some in the comments below. My goal here was to educate you on some of the cards in our game that are based off of actual gods in mythology of humans. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Subscribe if you want to be the first to be notified when I do upload a video, and make sure that you hit that bell. Definitely make sure that you know that I upload a video. If you enjoy these types of things you didn't know about Yu-Gi-Oh list videos, please leave a comment below letting me know that you enjoy it, and yeah, let me know if I taught you something. If there's any deities or cards you would like to see in the future on a list, let me know, and I'll make it. That's all I've got for you today. I'm Ben 10,000 of YGO, and I'm signing off. Peace, guys.